Story time. Tell the story about the time this guy that I slept with, I found out some years later what he really did for a living. It was nowhere near what he told me he did, and I got the shock of my life when I found out. Okay, so here goes the story. So back in the days, I used to dance, and I was down in Miami working. It was a slow night. I know it was during the week. I don't remember what day it was, but I know it was a very slow night. There was a little consistent crowd in there, but very slow. Literally, it was like maybe 5 or 6 men in the club. So I'm on stage and I see this guy come in. We immediately make eye contact. Because like I said, the club is damn near empty. It's only a few girls there and a few customers. So we make eye contact. Immediately I could tell this is his first time in a strip club. I could just tell by his demeanor, his poise, the way he looked. And then on top of that, he walked to the stage with his money in his hand, just like this, like at this level, holding his money. And when he got closer to the stage, I could see it's nothing but hundreds. Okay. So I do my little dance. He handed me 100. Okay. Keep on going. He handed me another one. Do another little, he handed me 100. He handed them to me like they Kleenex. These two girls who are not regulars of the club, they're passer-throughers. And passer-throughers, those are the types that will come in, meet a guy, go home with him, drug him, rob him, whatever. So anyways, they came to him while he was at the stage tipping me and got him away from the stage. Cool. No problem. I got this. So when I got off stage, oh yeah, Big Mom went over there and got him back. Excuse me? Plucked him right back. Come on back over here, baby. You don't need to be over there. Come on. Went over there, got to talking or whatever. I think we did more talking than I did dancing. So we talked, I asked him what he did for a living. He told me it was something in politics. I won't name exactly what it was, but he told me it was something in politics. And he asked me, did I know what that position entailed? And I told him exactly what it entailed. And he was shocked that I knew it. I guess because, I dance, I wasn't supposed to know. But he was shocked that I knew it or whatever. So whatever. We ended up exchanging numbers. I didn't live in Miami at the time. I just used to come down a lot. I used to live down there. He didn't live down there. We both lived in different states. So, we would communicate, and there'd be times we're down there together. We'll meet up. We'll go have lunch or dinner. No sex, no nothing. Just, he was a real gentleman. So anyways, let's fast forward a couple of years later. I'm no longer dancing. And I'm going down to Miami for a hair appointment. He actually calls me, I think it was that morning, and asked me what was I doing later in that evening. I'm like, I'm heading down to Miami. I have a hair appointment. He was like, I'm going down too. There's this concert I want to go on South Beach and see, it was a rap artist. And he wanted me to go with him. I said, okay, cool. So my appointment was in the evening. The hairdresser came and did my hair. When he left, I got dressed and headed over to his hotel. I got to his hotel, I valeted, I went upstairs, I took my purse upstairs. Because when I packed, I wasn't packing to go out, so I had a big purse. He was like, just leave your purse in my room. So I just took my wallet with me. And so, we had a driver and everything. The driver came, picked us up, took us to the club. Had a good time. Before I started drinking, I felt like the night might take a little different turn. And just be honest, it had been a minute. I think I might have wanted it to take a different turn. So I told him, I said, listen, I'm going to start drinking. But before I start drinking, just in case things go in a different direction with me and you, I'm just letting you know it's okay. I give my full consent now while I'm sober. So he was like, okay, I appreciate that, whatever. So we went out and we had a good time. I'm talking about complete gentleman. He gonna open the doors. I don't have to pull out any money for anything, no nothing. He's taking care of everything like a gentleman, because that's what gentlemen do. They invite you, take care of everything. Okay. So, all right, like I said, we go out, we have us a good old time. Leave there, we go back to his hotel room. Of course, I got to go upstairs. My purse is up there. And I had been drinking. I had about maybe, the little pink Moscatos in the club. It's like Kool-Aid, but I don't drink, so I'm a lightweight. So probably had about 3 or 4 of those. But by then, I got like a little buzz going on. So he was like, I don't think you should drive. You should just, lay down, whatever. Which, cool. I ain't got no problem. I'll lay down.
I'ma work that.
Yeah, work it.
I'ma make this mine.
Which floor?
So anyway, so of course, one thing led to another. And baby, let me tell you something. This gentleman, he knew when not to be a gentleman. I'm talking about sensual aggressiveness, but not aggressive. It's hard to explain. It was a different experience, and it was a lovely experience. It was great. So, the next day, I get up, I go my way. We still communicate at the same pace because nothing needs to change. So, he goes back to where he lived. I go back to where I live, our normal communications, So one day, I don't know, for whatever reason, my mind said, go look him up on the ground. Now, let me give you a little backstory. I wasn't into content creating back then. It wasn't into social media or anything. The only thing I used Instagram for was to shop for boutiques. Like, I had a friend who had a boutique online. I got Instagram because of her online boutique. And then after that, I started using it for those games you play on your phone. You run out of lives, and it say if you want to, reload your lives, check in on Instagram, whatever. That's what I was using Instagram for. I just heard my nieces and nephews talking about searching people up on the gram. So I was like, let me see what that's about. So I go in. I type that man's name in on the gram. Baby. His real job came up. When I saw what that man did for a living for real, my heart sunk. My mind is racing. It was reeling. Because I'm looking through this man's Instagram page.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
This man has a PhD in ministry. This man is a pastor of a whole mega church. I'm talking about T.D. Jakes, Eddie Long, Creflo Dollar, Joel Osteen level. I'm talking about, I go through this man's page. The political people I see him with, Barack Obama, the civil rights people, I'm talking about all kinds. John Lewis, Jesse Jackson, just to name a few. So, like, he was the real deal in this pastoral, or whatever you call it. When I tell you my mind was reeling, I'm like, oh Lord, I'm going to hell. I just slept with a pastor. I called my sister. So I called my sister. Well, I have a bunch of sisters. I called my sister in Houston. So I called her and I'm talking to her and I'm telling her, the story. Oh, this man is a pastor. I don't know what all I said to her because I know I was straight reeling. She was like, girl, he is just a man and that is just a job. And I'm not going to lie, it took a minute for that to sink in. But she's right. He is just a man and it's just a job or whatever. So still, mine's still reeling. So my friend who house I was at that night, because that's where I stay when I go to Miami and get my hair done at her house, I called her and told her about it. You know what this heifer asked me? She says, well, do he fuck like a pastor? I don't know. First pastor I've ever been with. I have no clue. But if you asking me if he fuck like a saint or a sinner, I'm going to say a sinner, baby. And I got to be honest and say my only regret is that I didn't get it again before I found out he was a pastor. So, but thinking back on it, like I had to really calm myself down because he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, yeah, he lied about what he did, but that's understandable because you can't just walk up in a strip club and somebody asks you what you're doing. And you say, I'm a pastor. This is my church. I have this big ass church. They vote me in and vote me out, but I'm going to just tell you this, in this strip club. So I understand that. So I understand him not saying what he does for a living. And on top of that, it was me who initiated the sex because I told him I'm okay with him crossing the line. I know he would never cross the line if I had not said anything. So I can't be upset with him. I can't be bitter with him. We were two consenting adults. Besides, he's a man. But also, I'm going to tell you this. So I was wondering, what else did he lie about? So I combed through his page because, are you married? Because I'm not trying to be sleeping with a married pastor on top of that, you know? So I combed through his page. And I had to go back over a year before I finally saw a wedding ring on his finger. But during the scrolling through his page, I saw, holiday wishes, no matter what holiday it was, from him and his kids. Same thing on the church website, church page or whatever. So he's obviously divorced. Don't know what happened there. And one thing, I never told him I knew. I never told him I knew. I never called him to ask him why he lied, because I knew why he lied. I knew why he couldn't tell me. I knew why he didn't feel comfortable telling me, Do I find anything wrong with him having sex? Absolutely not.
Be ashamed because you went out and got your little ass. Look out. Ass is good. Right. I know many of y'all may be saying, how the preacher stand up there saying ass is good. How y'all think y'all got here? If it wasn't for ass, you wouldn't be here. Ass is good. Come on. Evil's good and ass is good. And if you get you a piece of evil ass, whoo!
I understand why he lied to me, but if I had not been working where I worked at, that would have been the bigger issue for me. But as a man, he's a man. He's not a monk. He's not a priest. There's nothing to say a pastor can't have sex. There's nothing wrong with having sex. So that was it. He and I, we still communicate to this day, not as much. It might be a Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Father's Day, Happy Mother's Day, those kind of texts or whatever. Every now and then it might be a text out of the blue. One of us is saying, hey, how you doing? How you been? That kind of stuff. That's it. But I have never, ever, ever mentioned to him that I know what he does. But my lane has changed. He see what I do now. So that's why he keeps his distance. And I understand. I'm okay with that. Listen, he has his role and he has his position, and it has to be protected. I'll never, ever, ever in life give him up just for being a man. But that was my story about when I slept with a pastor, y'all.